to beat the Knights over the head with a stick if they don't listen.
It's always fun.
Marshall, the field is yours, sir.
Ooh.
Greg has something he wants to do. There's a certain little Princess Knight sitting in the row here. Look, you will hear her cheering for her dad, believe me. She's got an amazing set of lungs for a child her size.
Fighters, to center, please. Take your guard.
The scene is set.
Engage.
All right, folks, remember, they got helmets. If you want to cheer, you got to cheer loud. Fighting with shields is interesting. You've got to make an opening for yourself. Oh, there you go. Gotcha.
Wait for our call, gentlemen.
I'm very fragile. I'd rather not get stabbed. I squeak. You'll notice how these men fight with their shields is interesting. It's a little different. A very nice distracting strike from Sir Greg. Pushes aside his enemy shields and creates an opening, which he can exploit like he just did.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to switch weapons.
There we go.
Greg is obviously dominant with his shield.
Looks like Sir Greg is going to change up weaponry. He's going to switch into the long sword. As is Sir Ben. Now, at a certain point, of course, it became much more common to see knights using long swords as their primary sidearm. It's a very versatile weapon. It's light. It's well balanced. You can use it in several different ways. You'll be looking at for mostly stabs here, as it's pretty much the only way to get through armor. Come sa! Whoa! Nicely done by Sir Greg. A fantastic stab opportunity straight through the bushing on the side of Sir Ben's helmet. Right through the Aventail setting, which is a leather crown around the outside that holds his male collar on. He's good. He's perfectly fine. That was a particularly well-placed strike.
All right, gentlemen, one more round? One more. All right, lay on!
There we go. Again, they're taking low guards to try and make sure that each other can't just run up on each other. Quickly comes to wrestling and wham!
Oh.
Sir Greg disarms and finishes off Sir Ben. Very good. Bravo. And a hug. I swear this is the only sport where we hug each other after we beat each other up. Knights often started off with a polearm when they ran into combat, and you're going to see for the first time
sorry.
to attempt to use a spear.
Try to move around.
Spear work, even with simulated weapons like the blunts we're using here today, is still extremely dangerous. A very good strike with a spear, with the weight behind a weapon as big as that, can still cause a concussion even through these very thick helmets. So we have to be very careful when we do this. This is why the first time we're doing it is today, because we've actually practiced for a little while. And none of us have lost anything, so I call that a win.
Knights on guard!
Sir Andrew is very famed for his dancing skills in armor.
Lay on!
So spear work, obviously, we keep ourselves at an extreme distance. The poking is very good, but it doesn't mean there isn't any finesse to it. As you saw, Sir Dimitri there managed to just push aside Sir Andrew's spear and slice it, very much like you would with a sword. The only difference is, of course, the spear is much longer. And I believe Sir Andrew gave Sir Andrew gave Sir Dimitri's surcoat a brand new scar. Like Sir Andrew,
buddy.
we're using halberds and pole hammers, something a little bit more vicious.
Thank you.
It's much harder to get through plate than it is mail, like Sir Dimitri's wearing. Again, you're seeing some exchanges, some changing through, and a very nice stab from Sir Andrew. I think both of them are a little bit locked. There you go. Give him applause, folks. There comes in a nice big sweep from Sir Andrew. And in, right into the elbow.
One final round, sir.
One final round they call for, folks. Make sure you let them hear you. Look at those hits. There's a little hold. They get too close to use the spears. The spears are down now. They go for the knife. In and under. They're trying to go for the knife. And a rondel. Not quite there.
Oh!
of them managed to get underneath each other's armpit. And that's where you want to see them, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, what a fight. Sir Shane is striding onto the field. Now he is also wearing mail, very much like Sir Dimitri was, and holding a long sword. And Lady AJ in her full purple plate, a former champion of Osgoode, using a sword and shield.
Fighter, on guard!
You can see the fighting is much different here. Lady Dame AJ only has to score a good stab.
Oh!
Very nicely done. As I said, she only needs to score a good stab into the thigh, for instance. It's fantastic to get through the mail of Sir Shane. However, poor Shane has to try and find a gap in Dame AJ's armor, and that's much harder to do, even with a long sword. Into the face, into the neck, that's good. There we go. They place both very well. Strike behind your sword. That's the mantra that the masters teach us. You strike behind your sword, so you're defended as you strike. You should notice it properly. That wasn't bad at all. And here they come in again. AJ's just got to make herself a hole with that shield of hers. A good strike from Shane there, but I think
Hey, nicely done, right on the neck.
bravo, right on the neck. It was very quick. It was really hard to see. Another, they say. That one was rather quick. They want another.
Lay on!
All right, folks. This is it. Got a plan for it. Oh, and a strike. A strike. Sir Shane left his ribs open. Dame AJ obliged. Give them your praise, folks. Dame AJ and Sir Shane. Sir Brad and the Lady Erika are taking the field now. Lady Erika in mail, holding a better spirit, which is a type of longsword practice we use. Same thing with Sir Brad. And Sir Brad is fighting Blowspectin, which is why he's using more modern HEMA gear for defense, don't you know? It's really hard to fight actually Blowspectin, which means to fight in just your shirt, because getting hit with a steel sword hurts. So we have padded gear that we use in class so as not to injure our sparring partners, which are really hard to replace.
Lay on!
You notice they're getting into high guards here, and then Erika drops down to a low to distract Brad catches up his sword. Not bad. It was close. They didn't quite do anything yet. A good high guard. Brad pulls down Erika's sword, gives her a pummel to the face, and a slash. Bravo. Erika tried to pull her down into a half sword, which is much easier to get a striking stab on somebody. But Brad was able to use the momentum he had to pull her sword straight down and into her face. Once again, adopting threatening guards. Erika's adopting plow to try and stop Brad from getting close to her, and Brad strikes under her arm and gets a good strike.
Both leg shots. Let's pick it up where,
Oh, Brad got hit as well. I didn't see that.
things are well protected and a little more deadly. Lay on!
Here we go. Once again, adopting more aggressive guards like the plow that Brad is using now. It's trying to stop Erika from rushing at him. Erika's got to push it aside before she can get close to him. Fantastic parries going on here, and a thrust from Brad hits her right in the face. Very opportunistic. Very good. It's the aim that's important there.
Ready? Lay on!
Here they come, folks. Ready? They're both adopting low guards, trying to fool each other into doing something.
I'm gonna get you to let go of the
Erika's probing.
Okay.
Trying to probe a little more. Down comes Brad onto her face, but Erika managed to place on his neck as well. Across the face, yeah, bravo.
Not nicer to the head. Erika's was kind of after the effect.
Kind of after the effect, after blow.
Lay on!
All right, coming back in again, going into high guards. Wham! A very nice, what's called a Zwerchhau onto Erika's top head, but Erika also struck his arms as he came in, which means Brad was not defending himself as he struck. Sloppy.
Final pass.
Final pass from these two. Give them applause, folks. Go for it. They come in again, once again, high guards. It's good to get good head blows like that. Erika tries to Zwerch. Brad blocks. And Brad tries to place, but Erika pins it against her leg and moves in. Bravo. Good job, Erika. Ladies and gentlemen, Lady Erika and Sir Brad. we have Sir Mark in his big plate and using 2 swords. And up against him, her first time in this tournament, the Lady Tina in her plate and long sword. This is her first time, and remember, she can barely hear anything, so please give her all the encouragement she needs. There you go. There you go. A perfect stab in between a plate in order to really count. Mark's getting close and trying to pin her, which I believe he did in that particular case. There you go. Tina's trying to be a little bit more aggressive. It's harder when your opponent is using 2 swords at once. One is typically used for defense and the second used for attack. But if your opponent isn't being aggressive, you can really do better. Tina adopting half sword here to try to get below his defenses. Half sword, beautiful. And she tried to get under his arm, but I believe Mark got something. But no, she placed. She's good. They're both good. Yeah. It's really hard to tell when you're actually fighting sometimes. You're like, oh, did I score a hit? I did. Oh, that's nice. Sensory input is a little bit dull between some steel. Here she goes again. She's being a little cautious, trying to ward away the first blow. She's coming into the bind line quick, and then Mark comes in. But I believe she's placed on his neck as well. Bravo! There they go. So Mark opting to go for a single one-handed sword and no defensive option. He's going to use his armor to its best effect. Letting Tina kind of be long swordy, and she catches his sword under her arm, but he does as well and brings her into an arm bar. Bravo. Wrestling was a huge part of being a knight. Pretty much the only way to incapacitate another knight would be to wrestle him or her into submission. And then, of course, demand for all their money, because that's how you made your money. Fighters taking their guards. Give them a good run, folks. This is their last pass here. Here comes it, Tina. She's getting ready. She wards off the first blow. She gets in under that. She tries to. And he pulls her into a nice little hug. Finish her off. Ladies and gentlemen, Sir Mark and Lady Tina. Before you stand Sir Jeff in plate and Sir Dave in plate. These two are our instructors in class, and they're going to show off a very historical form of tournament and judicial fighting, starting with a spear. The first one who gets tagged drops their spear and uses their long sword. After you get tagged again, you drop your long sword and use your rondel. You get tagged again, you're done. And that's how this works. So a really good person can still be using a spear against someone's rondel. Let's hope neither of these two manage to get that far, but they spar together quite a bit, so I'm expecting something really cool here.
Keep your guard!
This armament is much more common for plated knights in the day. Starting with a much longer pole, you see them trying to score perches on each other. The same way you saw in the very first fight, trying to get that opportunity that they had. I believe someone scored something. That was a little hard to see, to be honest. Sir Dave got a little too close to use a spear, so he had to start using his longsword, which he tucked. He tucked onto his spear in order to keep them both safe. I believe Sir Dave scored that point. They both conferred and believe that was exactly what happened. So, Sir Jeff adopts his long sword. He's going to start probably in half sword, just like he is now. It's much easier to fight an armored opponent, comme ça. The spear's not getting much purpose once Sir Jeff gets underneath its area, and I believe that's a hold call. And that was there was a stab in there at some point while they were both wrestling. I believe they both scored a stab on each other. So poor Sir Jeff has to use his rondel against Sir Dave's longsword.
Are you ready, gentlemen?
Ah!
Ready on my right? Lay on!
And here they come, folks. Get ready. This is going to be rather interesting. Sir Jeff has to get into that again. Once again, the longer reach. And oh, there we go! The rondel comes flying loose, and there's a hold called. A fantastic little scrum there. And I believe Jeff scored another hit there, so... so he scored a hit. But they're both going down to rondels. Marshall disagrees, so they're starting in rondel. You're really seeing the entire history of how a knight was taught to fight here. From wrestling and rondelle work all the way up to longsword and spear work. This is entirely the education of the knight. And a good stab from Dave right into the leg of Sir Jeff. A fantastic strike, folks. Give him an applause. Bravo. These two fight together a lot. Alright, and Sir John finally comes onto the field after his lovely display at the very beginning. Hi, Sir John. He's wearing a very old pattern leather that was common, I'd say about 10th century or so. Sir John, I think so, somewhere around there. He's also using a long sword, and obviously he has a helmet. And again, Sir Andrew's back with his very common sword and shield that he uses quite a bit. It emphasizes his hip movements. Sir John and Sir Andrew are both known for some very spirited fights. So
Take your guard and lay
Sir
off.
John adopting a low guard here. Sir Andrew's going to be much harder to hit considering he's got plate and a shield. But Sir John wards away a couple of quick high blows very easily. See, Sir John has the range here, but he actually can't use it very well because he needs to get a point into Sir Andrew's armor. That's really hard at range. You have to get close, you have to get in the half sword, you have to move. And a hold is called, as I believe Sir Andrew hit there somewhere? Or a knife on the field? Exposing one of Sir Andrew's secret knives.
Gentlemen,
He has an extra one behind his shield.
lay on.
Sir Andrew opening his shield, a little bit of a challenge there. There you go, John coming in. Whack, whack. Trying to get up high. There goes the sword. Sir Andrew's going for his knife, and in there. Whoa! Ho! The back of Sir John's armor, you can see a rondo placed very firmly between the plates. Bravo.
And lay
Sir John's taking a nice low guard. He's trying to goad Sir Andrew into something. Sir Andrew decides to goading himself. He wants to move his hips a little bit. There he goes. He caught his whack. Sir John catches it underneath his arm. Good. It's a good whack.
almost caught that beautifully.
If he had caught that a little bit better on the flat, he would have been able to disarm Sir Andrew, and that would have been the end of it. But
Gentlemen, they have
Sir Andrew
called
was
for
a
one
little
more.
savvy. And they want one more, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure they hear you.
Oh!
A ferocious crash. Sir Andrew using that shield to benefit, and John laying him on the ground, using his momentum to show how foolish it is to charge Sir John. And hug it out. Ladies and gentlemen, Sir John and Sir Andrew, give it up for a fantastic fight. Alright, coming to the field now, you're going to see Sir Kane in his mail and long sword. And Sir Ethan, he will be fighting Blowspectin, which means to fight in your clothes, which is why he's wearing his more modern human pattern gear, because safety, folks, it's a thing. Sometimes they point at me, but they never give me flowers. Quick high guard work there. A couple of quick strikes. Twice, yeah. The high hits are really difficult to see sometimes, but they can hit fast twice if you're really good at your wrist work.
Lay on.
Which, when you're less armored, is much easier to do. Oh, wow, a fantastic stab, but both of them left themselves open. Sir Ethan got there first, but King got him in the neck afterwards. Guard yourself, sir. Strike while defended. Strike while defended. So it's a mantra. A quick little jab from Sir Kane, gets him by the flat. Quick jab back from Ethan. Doesn't really get much. Oh, there's a good hit. A nice big throat thrust. Gotta be careful. Gotta watch that throat.
Lay on.
Kind of important for life and such. And they're being very careful with each other. They're good with the longsword, the both of them. They fight in class a fair amount. Oh, there we go. Sir Kane didn't take care of the fact that the sword was still there. Broke the bind. And away it went. Move the opponent's sword out of the way first.
Lay on.
Again, Sir Ethan adopting a more defensive posture to try and keep that sort of thing from happening. Sir Kane lands a fantastic thrust. Very well placed. It's really hard to get a thrust from that range accurately. Again, cut underneath to avoid the sword in a feint and back by across. Bravo. Very finessey work. I told you the longsword's a very versatile sword.
Ladies and
And I
gentlemen,
believe that's it from these two folks. Give them a hand. Sir Mark and the lady Erika. Thank you. Sorry, I was almost going to say AJ again.
Everyone keeps forgetting my name!
you must learn your name.
Sir Mark made that shield himself. It's so cool. Look
Fighters
at that thing.
ready?
Actually, I think Erika made hers too. Did she not?
Lay on.
Yeah. The problem is hers is wood, and Sir Mark's like, I got a steel shield. Not bad. I mean, Mark did kill you. I'm sorry, but that was good. Erika created an opening underneath Mark's shield and struck backwards with her sword. It was really interesting. You win some, you lose some, I guess. Yeah, Mark just comes forward. He's really confident in that plate. It's really hard for him to get a quick stab off, which he did, and which Erika did. So with a shield, you have to remember, you're creating yourself an opening, a place where you can go, aha, that's where I stab. And that's basically what both of them are doing here.
Lay on.
There it comes again, a whack, whack. They both managed to stop each other, I think. Yeah.
Fighters,
Get ready for another pass.
lay on.
Here comes Sir Mark again, going up fast, coming around for the head, and a stab. Erika attempting to bring her sword back up from under again, but this time Sir Mark was just too close. He got inside the tip of her sword. Right, Sir Mark says, okay, enough with this shield nonsense. I'm wearing my shield already.
Lay on.
Heckles from the crowd ensue. Erika's ready. She creates an opening for herself. Mark gets over the shield. Up against the neck for the both of them. Erika had a little bit of sawing motion. I think she's down the sun a little too long. Neck.
One more.
Good instincts, though.
One more. That's Arsenal.
All right.
Fighters, lay on.
On forward again. Run another pass. Erika being a little bit more cautious. You have the shield, Erika. Go for it. There we go. And a strike. Although she did really well with getting that point on Sir Mark's chest. Bravo. So, it will be teacher versus student. Sir Jeff versus the Dame Tina. So they're getting ready up for their final fight here. It's going to be in longsword, which is what we primarily teach because there's the most historical evidence for how longsword was done. So we're pretty accurate with it. So is everyone prepared? Sir Jeff and the Dame Tina. This is their first time. Jeff is very large and scary.
Your guard.
They're taking guards, both of them adopting rather high guards. Sir Jeff adopting a more exaggerated high guard from the Italian works. A miss for Sir Jeff. Comes into a half. Oh, beautiful half guard. Tina, after Sir Jeff missed his first strike. Cooke advantage underneath the arm and up to the neck.
Another pass.
Another pass they call for.
Best of 5.
Best of 5, apparently, folks. Are you good with that?
Yeah.
Yes. Getting ready to adopt longsword once again. Getting to the arm is hard. They bind really close to each other. Jeff traps it underneath Jeff. Jeff is disarmed. Tina almost took his sword for a moment. But Sir Jeff was ready with her sword. You'd be surprised how often that happens. Two fighters separate, they're holding each other's sword. But you can see how close it gets with knights who are both armored relatively similarly. They have to get close. They have to wrestle each other's arms out of the way. They have to find that little tiny nick where there's no armor. Sir Jeff adopts half sword immediately. Tina comes in, whacks his head a few times. Armbar to an armbar. Tina goes into half sword as well, gets in under his elbow, I believe I saw there, and then into his neck. Fantastic show. Sir Jeff just about pummeling her in the process, but I believe the stab wins that one. That makes 2, I believe. Coming on to the 4th fight, 4th bout.
Take your guard and lay on.
They both went into half sword almost immediately. That's really what you got to do to get into there. And right away, Tina gets onto Jeff's weak, pushes his sword down, and guides that sword right under his arm. 3 out of 5. And Sir Jeff goes home with the consolation prize. The Lady Tina is new